Hello and welcome back. This is DMAC. As some of you may know, I've been getting into making custom picks, custom handles, that sort of thing. Really fun side of the hobby. I certainly suggest if you fancy giving it a go, to give it a go. You can make some quite simple handles, or you can get some, go real arty, get real complicated. There's so many different ways you can go. But I want to do a video today just really detailing one type of finish for pick handles, wooden pick handles. Up until now I've been using teak oil and beeswax as a finish. I really like that natural wood look and it feels quite nice, quite tactile. But I've been experimenting with a CA glue finish, as many other pick makers have done and woodworkers have done for a long time. If you're not familiar with it, essentially it's super glue. In this case we're going to use a two-part, so you've got the glue itself and then the activator, and that just means when you spray this activator onto the glue it dries within about 10 seconds, and that way we can build up some coats on the pick handle. Now for the purposes of this video I'm going to use this very ugly looking pick here. So this is a pick in progress. I'll quickly run through what I've done with this one to get to this stage, but as I say, it's more about finishing this. The video is more about the finish we're going to get at the end, but this is just to detail some of the journey. So this one started off life as a Lower Lock Tools Valerian. Very nice picks, very nice profiles, but quite thin. Some people are happy to have them like this, but I find them a little bit too flexy. So what I've done in this case is I've taken one of these blanks. I've used some bog oak. This is available on eBay. I can't remember how much I paid for this. It was about £5 or £10, something like that. I've cut some strips, and then I've used those strips. You can see it there. So we've got a strip here, strip there, and then the pick itself is sandwiched in the middle. I've polished up the end of this prior to sticking this all together, and I've masked that all off so it doesn't get covered in epoxy and scratches. We've also got some brass pins in here, so that's using this 3mm brass rod. So it's drilled through the wood, and you have to use a hole punch, metal hole punch for the steel, and they're kind of in there holding it, and then the whole thing, as you can see, has been crudely epoxied together. This may not be the best way to make handles, but it's the way that I've been doing it. So what we're going to do first of all is make this ugly looking pick much prettier. So I'm going to go over to the belt sander, and we're just going to really work this this wood down so it's a lot slimmer, a lot nicer looking, and then we can apply the CA glue finish. So yeah, let me get set up at the sander and I'll see you over there. Alright, so I'm over at the sander. This is going to get very noisy, so it's not going to be a long part of the video. I'm just going to work this down so it looks a bit prettier. You might want to just turn your volume down for this bit because it's going to get very noisy. So we've got a long way to go. I'm going to carry on doing this. It's far too noisy for you to listen to, and once I've got this looking prettier, we'll have a look at putting the finish on it. I'll see you in a bit. So I've been working away at this one for a little while now, and as you can see we've taken off quite a bit of material. There's not a great deal left. I find it personally easier to have it a lot of material and then take it off with the sander, rather than shape the handle to this point, but that's just personal preference. Anyway, as you can see, it needs a lot of finishing still, so I'm going to switch to hand sandpaper. So we've got 320, 240, sorry, 400, 320 and 240. So I'm going to work at this and just get them looking really pretty, and then we can start working on the finish. So I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, after a lot of hand sanding, we're at this stage. You're watching a short video on this, but there's a lot of work that goes into shaping this, and it's all done by hand. So I think I can really got an appreciation for the great pick makers out there and the amount of time that they actually spend on their creations. Easy to look over that when all you see at the end of the day is a pick, but yeah, a lot of work goes into it. Anyway, so I ended up going up to 600. On the sandpaper. We don't need that anymore, and let's just have a look at where we are. So to be honest, at the moment, I'd be quite happy. We went up to 600. These pins are sort of polished as well. I'd be quite happy to just beeswax this, or teak oil and beeswax it, and call it done. But we're just getting started now with the finish. So what I've done, like I say, I've gone up to 600 grit on this. I'm now going to go over to the micro mesh pads. Now these came from eBay as well. I think you can get them on Amazon as well, and you've got a thicker grit down to a fine grit, and they're all color coded. I've got these in order, going from the coarser grit down to this one, and this one's very smooth. Like by the time we get to this one, we're polishing it essentially. Now I'm going to skip every other one. I'm just going to go over this pick and get it nice and shiny, mainly to polish up this brass before we seal it in with the CA glue. So yeah, let's start giving it a go. I'm just going to do this section, so I'll skip that one, just to show you how nice this can look. So it's just a very, very fine polish now. So if we just look at that brass and the end of the pick, you can see we've got a nice polish there on the other side. It still looks really nice, but it's quite dull. That's the 600 grit, and that's going through every other one of those very quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just do that to the entire pick, and then we'll come back and we can actually start doing the CA glue. Bear with me. Right, we've got a really nice looking pick now, all nice and shiny. I'd be happy to call it done here, but as I said, we're now going to do the CA glue finish, which is really what this video is about. I've got to say thanks to Wes Picks for putting his video up on how to do this, so I'm just following along in his footsteps. So what we're going to do, we're going to coat the pick in. I've got these here, all in sections. I've got 8 of them all ready to go. So we're going to put a bit of glue on the pick, smooth it all down and kind of even it off, spray it with the activator. I'm going to do that 4 times and we'll see what we get. As ever, difficult to do on camera, but let's do our best. And the finish is going to go from looking really nice to really shit very quickly, but we will be able to sort it out. So we've got the glue on there, and I'm just smoothing that all out. Dries very quick anyway, as you can imagine, super glue does, but we just want to try and get an even coat and then spray it with the activator. And then you can see that going quite dull. And there you go, that's dry to the touch already. So we'll get our next pad ready. Yeah, that's all dry. Just want to get it as even as you can, because the more even it is, the less work you're going to have to do sanding it back. So what I'm going to do, just get you in focus there. Yeah, it's a nice stippled effect on there now. So I'm going to do this a further 4 times, and then I'm going to use some 400 grit just to sand this back. So I'll do that off camera, and I'll come back to show you the sanding process, and we can put the final 4 coats on. Okay, I've been working away with this 400 grit just on this side. That was the side as we left it. And what you want to do is trying to get it as smooth as you can, trying to get all of these little divots and imperfections out. And once we've got that smooth all the way around on both sides, I'm going to repeat the process, do another 4 coats, and then we're back to this stage, and then I'll do the 400 grit again until I'm got the whole pick looking like this, and that will give us 8 coats. I'm no expert, this is only the 3rd time I've ever done this. The first pick I think I did about 4 coats, the second pick I did 8 coats, and it came out quite well, so I'm just trying to duplicate that today, and hopefully we'll get some good results. But I know that some pick makers put even more coats on and repeat this process, you know, 3, 4, 5 times. In this case we're only going to repeat this process twice, with 4 coats each time. So yeah, what I'll do, sand all this back, another 4 coats, sand all of that back again with a 400, and I'll see you again after I've done that. Right, we are getting very close now. So we've done 4 coats of the CA glue, and then sanded that back with 400. Then I've done another 4 coats with the glue, sanded that back with 400, and then with 800 grit. And we're looking pretty smooth again. There's still a couple of spots there, low spots. I think there's still the glue that hasn't been sanded down, but I think we're going to get rid of those with our sanding pads just about now. So again, we're going to start the coarse grit and work our way all the way down here. Now these ones are sort of coarse grit, they are, you know, abrasive. I mean, they're all abrasive, but by the time we get to about this point, we start polishing instead of kind of taking off material. We're just polishing that material. These ones don't really take much off. And by the time we get to probably about this purple one, it's going to, the magic will start to show, hopefully, and we can start getting that high gloss. So what I'm going to do is just work my way through the pads, starting with the 1500 all over. And you've got to be careful at this stage, because you don't want to take too much off. This will take off the super glue, the CA glue. We don't want to take too much off, but I have found, I think the first one I did, it's difficult to know at this stage exactly how thick this super glue coat is. But if you work it too much with these first few, you will end up going through your super glue, and then the finish will be ruined, and you've got to start the whole process all over again. So what I'm going to do, I'll speed up this film, and I'll just work my way through those pads till I get perhaps to about here, and then we can have a look again and see where we are, and hopefully you'll be able to see that high gloss starting to appear. Right, I've just decided to stop there, so we've gone through 6 of the pads. Oops. So yeah, we're down to the final 3, and we're starting to get just a little bit of shine creeping in on this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these last 3. I'm just going to do this tip for you on the video using these 3 pads, and then I'll carry on and do the whole thing. So yeah, we're on the purple, which is the 6000. And you start to get like a bit of a squeak as you work it, and look at that, immediately on that 3rd one from the end, the 6000, we've started to get a shine. So now we're on the 8000. We're getting that squeak coming through. When you hear the squeak, it's good. And then the final one, the 12,000. And we can see that lovely shine coming on already. So let's let you have a look at that. So there's that deep shine just came from those last 3 pads. So I'm going to carry on and do that to the rest of the pick, and then we can do the final reveal. It looks absolutely beautiful, that. And hopefully we've gone deep enough with the super glue. I've noticed a couple of imperfections just there on the end. I think there's some fibres or bubbles trapped in the super glue, but I can live with that. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, polish this all up so it's all nice and shiny, and then we'll do the reveal. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, after lots of elbow grease and yeah, tiring work, my hands are really tired, my arms are really tired. We've got a really nice finish, but before we do that, let's just remind ourselves of where we started with a bog oak blank. Yeah, really nice finish, and it's very rustic, but this is what we've got now. There you go, that's the finish, and of course the tip reveal, we've got the Lawlocks Nessie, which is a hybrid tip, so you can rake and then pick the few final pins. And yeah, came out absolutely fantastic, this finish. It really is nice. Let's compare him to the bog oak. Yeah, with that sort of high lacquer finish, it really brings out a depth of colour in the wood. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with that. Came out really well. I think we've got a couple of imperfections just there. I'm my own worst critic, but yeah, overall very nice pick. I'm really happy with this one. Feels great in the hand. Really very slick. Yeah, really very pleased with this one. This is only my third ever CA glue finish. It went really well, and that's just thanks to the advice from this community. So a couple of shout outs to Wes Picks, who did a great CA glue video which got me started on this, and among other great videos. Also Lockpicking Dev, who made a great pick build series with a CA glue finish as well, and a whole pick building series as well. Awesome series that. I'd advise you to watch that. Daz Evers did a great Mike Carter pick build video, loads of information in there. And also shout out to Matt's Lockpit and Picksmith, who have given me lots of advice on general sort of pick making, and yeah, without the help and advice in this community, I wouldn't be showing you this beautiful pick right here. So yeah, thanks a lot guys, really appreciate it. And hopefully this will sort of help or inspire someone else to give it a go, give pick making a go, and yeah, try a finish like this. Lots of hard work, but it's really worth it in the end. So yeah, that's about it from me. Just a quick one to say that this pick, along with a couple of others that I've been making, not made them on the channel, I've just been making them for my own kind of amusement, my own shits and giggles. I'm going to give them away on this channel. So in an upcoming video, not really sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I need you to subscribe, be a subscriber for the video, of course. So I'll put a little link up there so you can hit that to subscribe and be in with a chance to win this one and a couple of other picks which I'm going to put together and do a video soon on that. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I've certainly enjoyed building this and admiring that finish, and yeah, hopefully one of you out there somewhere in the world will be picking with this very soon and getting lots of opens. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Bye for now.